Oh, hello. Greetings, Reclaimers. I am 343 Guilty Spark, monitor of Podcast Evolved. Protocol dictates that you must listen. Come, we have a wealth of knowledge to share with you, and you don't want to make my blue eye red. Do you, Reclaimers?
Welcome, Spartans, to Podcast Evolved, your home for Halo. I am your host, Oran, and with me today we have Krysta,
Camembert,
and David.
Hello, everybody.
Guys, happy birthday to Halo. Halo turns 19 today.
Yay!
As of recording.
It could vote last year.
Yeah, they voted actually during this election this year because they turned 18 last year. I don't know how Halo voted.
They voted for 343 Guilty Spark. They did a write-in.
Yeah, they were right in. That's right. The Washington Seattlers up there. So that's pretty interesting. We'll talk a little bit more about that in the show. We are live on our Discord server, so if you're actually listening to this on podcast form, then it's not Halo's birthday any longer, but we are live on our Discord. What's up, everybody? We have about 10 people listening in. We had a good chat with our patrons for a good half hour before we started recording, so thank you guys so much for that.
You have the biggest peepees. I christen you.
That makes it official, I think.
It does, yeah.
Very much so. So just wanted to shout out to everyone. Thank you for joining us, and let's discuss what we're going to talk about today. We're going to mainly spend the show talking about our impressions on the Xbox Series consoles. David and Krysta both have the Xbox Series X. I do not have one, so I will be moderating their conversations through it all, so we'll hear from them. I also reached out to some patrons and to just the general Discord server for what they like about their series console and features and all that. So if you haven't sent anything over, chat, if you're listening, you can do so now and just at me so then I find it. And we'll also talk about Master Chief Collection because we always talk about that, as well as Showtime's Halo TV show. We got some news on the TV show front.
Still a thing.
There's a TV show? What?
Yeah, they announced it way back in 2013, and it's still on the way. Still coming along.
Man, it's gonna be a really nice TV show then, right?
Yeah, they've been putting all this time and money into it.
Yeah. They haven't stopped working on it.
But before we get started, just wanted to shout out to our awesome website, halopodcastevolved.com or halopodcast.com. You can check that out. It features all of our shows, including Mission Debrief, which is our deep dive into every Halo game's campaign mission by mission, our Halo Book Club, which is a thorough discussion on all of our extended lore media, novels and comic books and short stories, and Builds with Blocks, which is our show centered around the micro action figures and brick-based construction sets in the Halo universe. We also have a Patreon. Like I mentioned, our patrons were able to chat with us before our live show today. If you want to learn about what it means to be a patron for Podcast Evolved, you can go to patreon.com/Halo Podcast Evolved. We offer a variety of exclusive rewards to our patrons, like early episodes and swag. It's also the holidays, and we're going to be doing a holiday postcard to all of our patrons that are patrons during the month of November and or December. So if you're not a patron and you want to just subscribe for those few months, then you'll get, depending upon your tier, either a physical or digital offering of that. So thank you so much to our patrons. Thank you guys so much for everything that you do. You support the show. You help us grow. I mean, we literally just added another person in our lineup when we had our meeting the other day. We had our staff meeting. Welcome, Gabe, to our crew.
I'm in charge of 9 people now.
Yes, you are. It all started with you two.
Me and David, yep. We're the dream team.
The dream team. And then finally, we want to encourage our listeners who want more to listen to support Audible. Listen to the growing collection of Halo novels all in one place, along with thousands of other novels, podcasts, guidance, wellness programs, Audible originals, and more. You can use the URL audibletrial.com/podcast evolve to learn more and start your free trial today. So, guys, next gen is here. It's now considered current gen, if you want to call it that.
Now gen, the gen happening now.
It is happening
We're
now.
in the next gen.
We've ascended.
The Xbox Series X and Series S launch was the biggest launch in Xbox history.
That's pretty impressive.
That is pretty impressive. Good on all Xbox fans across the world. And if you are listening and you do not have an Xbox Series console and are looking for it, then just continue to stay strong. Supplies are very limited, but Phil Spencer has tweeted out that more and more shipments are continually to go out while supplies lasts. So they're on the way and everyone will get one in their homes sooner or later. But we want to know what the Series X has been like for the two of you. Krysta and David, both of you got your consoles this past week. I did not get a console because I did not pre-order it, and I'm okay with that because I'll probably get it later during the holiday season. Our listeners who are either like me and are kind of just waiting to get it, or maybe we have some listeners who are still kind of on the fence to upgrade just now because of all of the backwards compatibility features that the Xbox platform offers. We'll start with Krysta. What's kind of your first impressions kind of getting the console out of the box and setting it up and playing the crap out of it?
Yeah, I did stream the whole unboxing, which is available on my Twitch channel. Yay! So you can go and check that out if you want the full impression. But it is chonky, right? Like it's a big chonker. It's heavy, it's big, it's pretty indescript, honestly. It commands the space, but it doesn't overwhelm the space. The weirdest thing about it is that when you boot it up, it looks exactly like your last console. And I know some people are complaining because it doesn't feel next gen and stuff like that, but it was very nice to boot it up and be like, yes, this is my dashboard, this is I know where everything is, I don't have to go through anything, and it just works exactly the same, but more efficient. Basically, it's like switching phones. Basically, if you're switching from iPhone to iPhone, everything looks the same, it just runs better.
I know that's what they were trying to do, and I think they achieved that really well. I can see the other side of it where you plug in your brand new Xbox and it looks the same as the old one. I mean, there's a small element of there's no real newness almost until you start actually playing things.
And there's not a lot of optimized games for it right now as well, which is just kind of honestly part of the pandemic that we're currently living in that kind of made it so a lot of stuff got pushed back.
Yeah. I will say though, it's like the setup, the box is like really well made and well put together. Like my outer box, let's say, was pretty beat up on delivery, but like the Xbox itself is like so well contained. Like the foam and the padding.
The packaging was amazing.
It's really well done. It's a smaller box as well than I was expecting. The console itself is so large, but it is the bulk of the box.
It's gorgeous though.
I remember when I got the One X and I was like, this thing is fucking heavy. Like it's a dense brick of a machine. It's like nothing compared to like the Series X, which is, a monster.
Nomad Wolf asked, how's the USB drives for external storage? There's 2 USBs on the back and 1 in the front. I brought over my external drive from my Xbox One X, and I just kind of transferred the games over to the SSD on the actual console so that they run more efficiently.
That's what I've been doing too. I have like maybe 5 or 6 games on the internal now that I moved over, and they move over pretty fast, even taking from my One X to the hard drive, and then from that hard drive to the Series X.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
When you have your games posted up and you have multiple subscriptions activated, there's those little banners that say whether it's like a Games with Gold game or if it's a Game Pass or EA Play. Is there like a little kind of like visual sticker for games that are optimized for Series X that kind of help you migrate them over?
You can sort them by it, but the game's like icon does have the XS symbol.
It's like a shield.
Yeah, it's like a little branding that they have that tells you it's optimized. You can also filter by optimized games. So I did that just to see, okay, how many of these games are actually optimized. And I had Borderlands and Valhalla. But Valhalla was the only one that had the symbol on it. So I don't know what the story is with Borderlands yet. And I haven't even played Borderlands, I just have it installed. So I don't know if I've updated. I probably haven't, actually, to be honest, now that I think about it. It'll probably happen when I go to first play the game. It'll prompt you. Because that's what Valhalla did. When I put in the disc, it was just like, you need to upgrade for like 40 gigs. Do you want to do this now? And I was like, yeah, just go and do it now. Now, the game itself is only fucking 40 gigs. So it's really impressive.
How's them ray traces?
I haven't seen any. I don't know.
It's all reflections and stuff.
I don't know, to be honest, Krysta, because I'm looking at Valhalla. I've only played it for like 2 or 3 hours. I didn't get much time with it. I'm like, it's a really good looking game, but I don't know if I'm using it right. Because like I would have thought it looked better based on the way things were talking. Like I'm not really paying attention. Maybe I should just pay more attention.
Have you optimized your TV and like made sure all the settings are correct and stuff?
I think so. I did the calibration steps. It's HDR, comes on, I get the little symbol. It asked me the very first thing when Xbox says, like, your TV can be optimized. It came up and Xbox told me there's a setting you can turn on. Do you want to do that? And I went, yes.
Should be fine then.
So it was able to like talk to your TV. I wanted to kind of ask that, like when you unboxed the console and like plugged it in, how was, from like the both of you, the setup process to get it optimized to make sure your games transferred over? If you can kind of just describe that for anyone who maybe doesn't have the console.
The games were really easy because that's just on the hard drive. But it's interesting that like it prompts you like straight away to use the Xbox app. Go download the Xbox app and you pretty much do all of your configuring on your phone via the app while the console just does things in the background.
Yeah, the Xbox like updates and then you're loading on your like profile and stuff and adding it to your like family of Xboxes on the app. And it takes like, it was less than 5 minutes to set everything up. There was an update that took a little long. It wasn't so bad. Maybe 10 minutes total for all the updates and stuff to get into the games. My TV was already, the settings are already turned on for HDR because I had the Xbox One X. So I didn't have to calibrate the TV or anything like that. My TV doesn't do 120 hertz though. It will do 4K 60.
Yeah, I think that's what mine does as well.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if my TV does, because I have a feeling it does, but I'm not 100% sure. But we'll see what that's all about. So then, David, when you were talking about Valhalla, when you put that in, when you first turned it on and played it, was it booting off of the SSD and installing, or was it from the hard drive, your external?
Oh, no, it's not my external. I only installed it on the internal.
So Smart Delivery went ahead and did its thing.
Yeah, because when I put the disc in, it says you put a disc in and it knows, recognizes the disc, and then you click to install. The very first message that comes up is that you can update this now for enhanced, and it just says enhancements. And I was like, yeah, okay, update now. So it went away and did it. So it just obviously detected that this is an Xbox One Series X and that this is an enabled game that has additional enhancements. I'm interested what will happen now when I try Borderlands. Will it do the exact same thing? Because again, that's a game I have on disc. I haven't tried anything else. I was looking at that list of what's optimized, and I don't think I actually own anything else that's really optimized. So I'm going to just have to wait and or install things as I get to them. Because like obviously there's loads of games on Game Pass and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe just browse Game Pass and see if something, or it's kind of getting ahead in our script a little bit, but November 17th might be a day that you can check out a game that will be optimized for the series consoles.
We can talk about it a little bit later, but I have, like, in preparation for the show, that's like one game I installed to my hard drive straight away and started playing, and I played around in every one of the games just to see.
I just wanted to ask Krysta, what optimized games have you kind of first started playing, or are you kind of just playing back-compat games at the moment?
As a avid, I'm not sure if you guys know, but there's this little video game series called Halo, and I happen to, like, enjoy it. It happens to be a game I really enjoy. So, of course, I was like, well, as a Halo person, the first thing I have to boot up is Halo. So I booted up the sweet Halo 2 Anniversary and watched the first couple cutscenes for fun.
I did that too, yeah.
So good. It was beautiful. It's so fast. Master Chief Collection is just, like, ready to go instantly, and then you can pop into a mission so quickly. It's amazing.
Yeah, the load times are pretty much where I've seen the biggest benefit is this console. Like, playing Division's ridiculous. How fast that loads up, that gets you into the game, how fast you fast travel, just those kind of things are just like such difference. And even like, let's say when you die and respawn, it's almost instantaneous. I was so impressed with like, with that. Because, you die in Division and you have to select a respawn point, and then that takes time to load you back in. And I was like, it was so fast. It was ridiculous.
It's amazing. And I've been playing Destiny Beyond Light, because that's the only thing to play really right now. I remember playing, because I was playing it to get ready for the new DLC a little bit on my Xbox One X, and the load times are so long, and I was just like, it was painful, and now it's just like ready to go, instant, you know? The only thing that takes long is matchmaking. It's freaking incredible. It's beautiful. I haven't noticed anything like really different graphically yet. Everything runs very smooth. There's no hiccups or anything like that, so I think really the first thing you're going to notice when you get an Xbox Series X is the load times are much, much faster. It's just like, how am I going to take my bathroom breaks now?
Or how do you get home, turn the Xbox on first, then take your shoes and your coats off and maybe put your dinner in the microwave, and then you go back and pick your game, and then you go back, check on your microwavable dinner.
Yeah, that's gone now. It's just 100% gaming time. I don't even have a chance to sip on some water. It's awful. My life is slowly degrading with these faster load times.
I started with Control. It was actually the very first game I played, because it's the game I'm playing at the moment, and that game doesn't look any better. I don't think it has enhancements, but it definitely runs. It has some good solid load times on that game, and they're much improved. So it's still not perfect, like it is still slow, but it's definitely better than it was. And I think that's the only thing I've played. I played Valhalla, MCC, Division, and Control.
Have you guys played with the quick resume feature?
Yes, but I will say I don't get the full benefit of it because there's so many of the current games I'm playing at the moment are discs. Obviously, you don't have quick resume when you're popping in and out of a disc. But let's say at the moment I have Valhalla in, and that's a disc running, and then I went back to MCC. Going between those two is super fast. Like, the quick resume is really good. It's exactly what you think it is. It even pops up on the screen telling you quick resume, and it gives like the games a game screen that obviously tells you what game you're playing.
Right, it gives you kind of that splash image.
I do appreciate that it tells you it's quick resuming, so, and it does that when I go back to Valhalla, and that's a disc. So obviously the disc is still running, or the game is still running.
Well, the disc, for all extensive purposes, is just kind of the permission to play.
True.
So once it's installed on your hard drive, I feel like quick resume still happens, but you're only slowed down by switching the discs.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. I don't think it would quick resume, or maybe it would quick resume between discs. Yeah, I'll try that. I'll try if I boot in Control with Valhalla still running. I'll see what happens.
Yeah, unfortunately, Destiny is not a game you can quick resume, because if you leave it idle for too long, it just logs you out.
Yeah, it's the same as Division.
Fortunately, I haven't actually got to experience that quite yet. I'm not one of those people that, plays a bunch of games at the same time either, though. I kind of pick one game and play it until I'm bored of it and then move on to the next one, but I'm sure it will come in handy. I'm excited.
It will.
Is there any other sort of features or impressions that you wanted to touch on? Because those are kind of... Or actually, I have one more thing here. Have you guys utilized the new share button on the controller? Or wanted to talk about the controller at all?
The controller is slightly smaller.
Yeah, it's quite nice. The buttons are there's texture on the triggers.
The grips now and stuff, and the triggers. I do like that. I like the texture on the bumpers and triggers now. The back of the controller is kind of textured. It does feel really nice. It's a really easy change, obviously, between one and the other. I'm already kind of used to it. The share button, I have taken a few... I had it set so that I went in to check to see what it does. I think the default is just screenshot. Obviously, you can mess with it and map it to whatever you want. I have to just take screenshots. So I took a few screenshots in MCC. It's just exactly what you think it is. Takes a screenshot and you carry on as you go. It doesn't impact the gameplay. You get the little prompt that says screenshot taken. It's kind of the same as when you had Connect and you said take screenshot, and it just did it. It's handy. I don't think I'll use it that much, to be honest. But maybe Krysta will use it because she'll do stuff.
Yeah, well, here, I have a confession. I used the controller to boot up the Xbox and then immediately switched to my Elite controller, because everything's compatible, so I'm not using the new controller at all.
That's fair enough. I mean, the D-pad is cooler if you like the D-pad. I don't really care about D-pads and controllers.
It's very clicky.
I don't have the Pro controller, and so I'm really looking forward for the new one because my controller, unfortunately, has analog drift, which basically makes it unusable. And so I'm resorting back to my Master Chief Halo 5 controller from 2015, and then I also have, as a second controller, the one that came with the series, or the 1S, which is, the 1S. So that one's still also kind of on the older side, so I'm kind of in need of a new controller and hoping that just the series controllers will be good enough, because I kind of don't really want the Pro.
Heresy.
I'm the same. I'm not going to shell out that money for a controller.
Here's the problem. Once you buy the Pro controller, you can't play anything else. You're spoiled. So you always have to shell out the like $150 to get the nice controller. So if you don't want to get into that cycle of I can't use anything but the nice controllers, it might not be for you.
The controller that comes with the console will be perfect, Oran.
Yeah, it's very nice. You'll like it a lot.
Oh yeah, I've heard some very good things about it, and I'm just kind of just holding out. And I already upgraded a headset that will transfer over well, so I should be in good shape. I have that 4K TV when I got my 1X, and like I said, it might even support 120 frames. I think I saw a setting there. So yeah, I'm excited once I kind of get my hands on the console, hopefully next month.
David, is the Xbox standing tall and proud, or are you putting it to the side?
It is in the correct and upright position, Krysta.
I hate the little feet on it, though.
You could lay it down.
You can lay it down because it's got these little feet prompts. I know everyone was complaining about like the end of it, like the stand is not removable. It's just a circle base of plastic that it sits on.
It's supposed to be standing tall, though. I mean,
which I think is totally fine. I mean, it sits fine where I have it set up, so I don't really mind it at all. I like it, actually. It's weird. It's one of those things where, like, when it was announced and I looked at it, I'm like, okay, it's just a tower. Looks pretty basic. And it is what it is, but it is actually really nice standing up, especially with the effect it has in the vent, the green circles.
The vent effect is really nice. So if you don't know what they did with these vents, the holes are actually quite big. The paint on the top is black, but on the inside of the circles, it's green. So it has this weird effect when you look at it. It's actually very fun.
Yeah, and then it's like concave a little bit. So then just the overall perspective, it's a really cool illusion.
The ping pong ball trick doesn't actually work.
Yeah, no, that's what I was about to say. I would put my hand over it just to see, like, it's a very low amount of air coming out of it, and it is slightly warm.
And it's silent. That thing is silent. It makes no noise.
My 1X pumped out way more heat when I first got it than this console did, so I think it's pretty slick.
Yeah, I left my console on running, like, Destiny on and off for, like, 6 hours, and it gets a little hot towards the top, but the bottom is cool. So the way it's configured is really smart, where all the heat just comes right to the top and vents out, and the rest of the console stays fairly cool.
Have you guys balanced any ping pong balls on the vents?
No, that doesn't actually work.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, there's not enough air coming out, yeah.
Oh, that was a fake video?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a ball on a string.
Classic internet. Don't believe anything you see.
No, nothing. I do not like the little feet on the side to, like, turn your console over, though.
Is that just because you want to keep it upright?
Yeah, I don't know if they're removable or something, but on the side of the console there are, like, the 4 little dots on one of the sides.
Right, yeah, like laptop feet.
Exactly, yeah.
That's also, like, the side that's facing the rest of the room as well, because it's on the left side of my desk.
Oh, I get you. Mine's, like, under a big table.
I guess I could have I don't want to put it under something. It needs to be loud and proud up on the top. Just a big black rectangle. It's gorgeous.
Anyway, any other questions, Oran? Anything we're missing?
From me, no. We did get that question from the chat about the hard drives. So Krysta kind of said most of it already. But yeah, if you have an optimized game and you want to utilize the optimized features, it needs to be installed on the SSD or using the SSD memory card from Seagate. If an optimized game is on a USB hard drive, then it will be running as if it were a backwards compatible game. You know, you'll benefit from just the sheer power of like faster load times and things like that. But in terms of the actual optimization that the developers made for the games, you'll only get that if it's installed on the SSD itself.
Yeah, to save yourself a little bit of money, if you already own like a 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte external drive, like a lot of us do, just literally, when you're not playing a game like right now, if you're not going to play a game right now, just throw it on that drive. It takes less than 5 minutes to transfer over a game. Like, Master Chief Collection took maybe 5-6 minutes, and that's like 100 gigabytes to transfer from the external to the internal. It's way faster than downloading off the internet. So, if you want to keep some games that, hey, my friends are coming over, let me get Master Chief Collection over to my main console, just do it like that. It's going to save you a lot of money. The SSD is $200. It's very expensive.
It's not worth it for the couple of minutes you'll have to take to move a game from your normal external. I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest.
It's a very slight inconvenience, less than 10 minutes to move a game over. I mean, come on.
Well, there we go. We heard it from you too.
Yeah. We're also cheap bitches.
Yeah, well, I mean, you say that, but we also bought, you guys bought a $500 console, so.
Here's the thing. I had the $500 already saved up for the console, and I knew I was already going to buy the console, so why don't I just get the console on day one and have the experience?
There you go. Krysta Brown, everybody.
Hi.
So I asked our community on Discord biggest takeaways from the Xbox Series consoles, and I also asked what features have you been most engaged with. So we have some responses that I wanted to share since we're still talking about the console. The Pesky Bird says that you can make it a cool vape, and the Xbox Twitter will get annoyed, and that's referring to someone, I think, vaping through using the venting system, and Xbox tweeting out something along the lines of, I can't believe we have to say this, but we do not recommend that you vape through your Xbox console. So thank you, Pesky Bird, for that one.
It was so silly because, like, if a console were to smoke at all, that would not be that much smoke. There's not enough stuff in a console to ignite that much smoke, right?
No, that smoke, that's too humid. Yeah, there's too much moisture in that.
Yeah, smoke actually comes from moisture, so I mean, unless you, like, pour Diet Coke in your console or something.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Don't
Just
pour
don't
Diet
do
Coke
it, guys. Just get your console and play your video games. Like,
No, I want to get my console, but then try to dissuade other people from getting it so that I have the only console. There can be only one.
yeah, it's funny, on Walmart, there's like 900 reviews, and the average star is like 3.
They're review bombing it?
Yeah, I think, at least on Walmart.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah, but anyway. So Feral Box says that his biggest takeaway is the Xbox fridge, which I think we should talk about.
Oh my god, that's the best shit ever. So many celebrities got one.
So our listeners, if you're unaware, way back when the Xbox Series X was officially announced last December at the Game Awards, the internet had a fun time with it and had all these memes and stuff. And there was one where they photoshopped the tower design into a fridge of like a stock kitchen photo of like a home improvement type of an image. And so it then become like, oh, it's the Xbox fridge and all that kind of stuff.
It was joke for a while because they were having press conferences talking about the Xbox Series X. And of course, people were recording from home. And one of the guys like photoshopped the
Xbox in as a fridge.
Yeah, fridge. So it was a meme for like a long time. And then Xbox decided to embrace it.
So they made it. They had this funny old video where they had an actual unboxing where they take it out of a giant shipping crate.
Well, and the box actually looks like the box you get your Series X in.
Oh, really?
Yes, it had like Master Chief on it and everything.
Oh, right, the X. Yeah, right. So they definitely went full out. And then there's even like you know how when like the new phones or even when these new consoles come out, you have YouTube celebrities break it down and talk about it. Well, they actually had some celebrity.
I think they had iJustine.
iJustine and Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg got one, and they had a competition to get one as well. I'm not sure what's going on with that right now at the moment. But if it's still active, it's on their Twitter, and you just have to retweet it, and you get a chance to buy one.
But it's pretty wild.
One of the developers of Xbox put out a poll on Twitter, and he said, would you guys be interested in a Series X mini fridge?
Ooh.
I saw that, Jam.
I would get that. That sounds amazing. I already have a mini fridge, but fuck it.
Wow, that's really cool. That's pretty enticing.
It's the classic trope of embracing the meme, and it's a great way of marketing and not being too serious and taking things too seriously and stuff. And I think it makes companies a little more relatable and a little more fun. Because, so many companies are just like, oh, that meme's stupid, and then they don't acknowledge it or something like that. But I think this is a marketing campaign that literally wrote itself. All they had to do was make it, and that was the market. Like, the marketing team was just like, yep, that's our marketing campaign, go with it. There's no R&D there. It's just like, it's already going on. It's free. It was free marketing. Like, holy shit.
So definitely check that out if you haven't, listeners. It's a pretty good story from the Xbox team over there, embracing the internet. And then we have Festive Casket. He gave us quite a lot to unpack here. So I'm just going to read his overall thoughts. He kind of gave us his own impressions as a whole instead of kind of picking one topic. So he says, firstly, it's a big boy.
Yep, chonky.
It's super easy to set up and transfer everything from my previous console. He is surprised on how silent it is. Load times on games such as Master Chief Collection are satisfyingly speedy, but I now get frustrated with load times that are not exceptionally fast, like when you die in Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, that was always slow.
David, you even touched on it, that when you die in The Division, it's kind of a longer reload time?
It's shorter with the 1X.
Okay, so it is shorter.
It's way shorter.
Is it a little bit noticeably long compared to other quick load times, or you just think it's just faster? And kind of matches the other speed of everything else.
Well, it's different per game. Let's say in Control, when you die, there's a load, and it's slow. That's gotten a bit faster. The Division is way faster to come back in after you die. Really fucking impressive. That game has really come along with the SSD. Just doing everything in that game is so much faster. It's awesome.
That's great. Let's see. The fan in the top has already tested my hoodie cords. Not sure what that means, but he put that in there. And then two more things. He says, I now can't live without Quick Resume. Being able to jump into a game from the second I left off, rather than sitting through the developer logos, loading up the menu, and finding my save, makes gaming a joy. I can turn my Xbox on and be in my game in mere seconds, even on the energy-saving power mode, which is kind of similar dialogue to what you two said. And then lastly, the controller isn't getting a lot of love, but that is an injustice. It's slightly smaller, far more comfortable in my hands, and the rumble vibrations are integrated better with sometimes the whole controller vibrating, sometimes a small tick in the triggers. I can't remember ever being this impressed with the new console, and EA Play coming to Game Pass also meant that I got my new game, Jedi Fallen Order, which softens the blow in the lack of exclusives. So yeah, because you're already a Game Pass subscriber, you got all these other Game Pass games to where the days of buying your console with like an extra controller and a few games to kind of almost double the price tag, now you just buy the console, you have your controller, and then you have this library of games, and you can just find your new favorite game, they say.
Actually, one thing that didn't happen, the console didn't come with any kind of Game Pass subscription. I thought it would have.
Oh, really? It didn't come with like a 2-week?
No, not that I noticed.
Or 2 days type of a thing?
No, Krysta, did you get anything? I don't think. Yeah.
I think the reason for that is if you bought the console through that program that Xbox has where you pay monthly for it, you get like 2 years of Game Pass.
Yeah, that's Xbox All Access.
Yeah, I think they were really pushing that, which is why the consoles itself don't come with anything.
But the Game Pass, I think, is also included into the price. Like, your monthly subscription doesn't cost the price of the console. I think it also covers the price of the console and your Game Pass subscription for 2 years.
For All Access.
Yeah, for All Access. Like, whatever, it's like $30 a month or whatever. But someone on Reddit did the math, and you do save money, but it's not like you're getting Game Pass for free. Because you're still paying more than the base worth of the console.
Yeah, I still would have thought that like a lot of new games come with them, but like I haven't seen one in a while, like a Game Pass promotion. I wonder if they're not doing it anymore. Did they get all their people in with the $1 upgrade, and they're not pumping them out for free anymore?
I think they're not going to do something on initial release because it's so limited anyway. I feel like that's something that might come later in the console's life cycle. Especially when they're trying to like promote like, hey, you should buy Halo Infinite and an Xbox Series X. Plus, Halo Infinite's on Game Pass, so Xbox Series X is gonna come with like a month of Game Pass or something. I feel like that's a promotion around then.
I do remember, I think there was a tweet or there was a blog post that Xbox put out, and 70% of profiles on the new consoles, on Series X and Series S, are either new or pre-existing Game Pass subscribers.
There's no point to not have Game Pass at this point. You get Xbox Live, you get Game Pass for both PC and your Xbox, plus you get xCloud and stuff like that. And they just keep adding, they just added EA Play, now they're gonna add all the Bethesda games because they're buying Bethesda. Like, there's no reason why you shouldn't have it, and it's gonna save you so much money. I'm like dreading buying Cyberpunk because it's like, oh my god, I actually have to buy a game? What?
I think Cyberpunk will be the first game since Destiny 2 Forsaken that will I actually have to buy a game.
It's crazy. It's just like, oh, I just don't buy games anymore. I either wait for it to come to Game Pass or it just comes to Game Pass automatically. It's insane.
I've been lucky so far in that, like, I'm playing now, like, the Control, and that was obviously a game that came out, 2018? I'm pretty far behind. Those are the games obviously I have on disc because I bought them cheap, let's say, way after they came out. But, like, there's games coming out now that I want to play, but I don't have to wait for Game Pass because they're coming out on it anyway. It was kind of weird that, like, the backlog is just so full at the moment, and it just doesn't end.
Well, and here's the thing, like, I'm the kind of person that will wait till a game lowers in price to buy anyway, and now it's just like, oh, I'll just wait till it comes on Game Pass. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I can't wait to just play more Game Pass with the new consoles. And then I'm super excited for Medium.
Yeah, that looks
Yes,
sweet.
actually, yeah.
Series X game that I'm real excited for.
Wasn't it delayed?
Yeah, I think it's early next year.
They literally said, nope, that's a Cyberpunk day, we're out.
I thought it got delayed before Cyberpunk's delay.
No, I don't think so. I think it was December 10th, and then Cyberpunk got delayed to that day, and then I think it wasn't long after that when they were like, we're out.
Oh, okay. I thought they had some other development issues and the Medium delayed on their own accord. That's kind of funny, though. For December 10th games. All right, so we got two more. I asked, which features have you been most engaged with? Mr. Chandy says it's so good with the SSD. So he wasn't as specific, but just really likes the SSD and kind of the speed.
Well, that's just load speeds, really, then, I guess, that he's enjoying. Which does change the game, because, like, every game is different. Like, they're not all the same, let's say, speeds, for quote-unquote. Like, Master Chief Collection is fast, is like much faster, but Control is not that much faster. Division is crazy fast. It's just kind of weird, the way they're all kind of a little bit different.
And then lastly, this is kind of a funny one, but I figured I'd put it. Rita said that his series console somehow came with Halo Infinite Preview, which is the same demo as the Xbox games showcase back in July, but with some odd quirks, that the pilot's ass has twice the normal size, and every time Chief gets hurt, he makes an anime girl moaning sound.
That's very strange. Huh.
Thanks, Rita, for that. Q43 is really taking this game in a new direction. That's probably why it got delayed.
It's going kind of a hentai route.
Yeah, there you go. We do have two voicemails. Yeah, we got two. Technically, we have three, but Pasta Bones gave us two. He gave us, like, his and then, like, a follow-up one.
This is a captain's log. Pasta Bones here. I've been adrift in space for, God, I don't even know how long. But what have I been doing? I've been sitting here, got a lot of free time since Cortana dropped a fucking A-bomb on us all. Goddamn Guardians. But figured, WWJD, what would John do? He wouldn't sit around like a lump. He'd get a pump. So, that's what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of push-ups, been working on my pecs, trying to get a little svelte. Let's see what else happened. I intercepted a message from some guy named Ascarin. He's not scaring me. I'll fuck his goofy teeth up if he shows up here. But, yeah. In the meantime, I'm just gonna keep doing push-ups. Hopefully somebody finds me. It's getting really cold. I'm getting really, really bored. But yeah. Anyway, if anybody gets this, just know I went out or maybe not so much fighting, maybe just sitting here doing push-ups alone in the dark. But yeah, all right, over and out.
I
Is
really
he okay?
appreciate that he just like went for an kind of essentially audio drama
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
in canon acting. Fair play to him.
He Eshram ain't scaring me.
It's scare him. Yeah, it's scaring me. Fair
Ain't
play to him.
scaring me. Well, I hope
Thank you,
he's
Pastor
okay.
Bones.
But I want to see what he looks like after all those push-ups. He sounds like he's going to get pretty swole. Even Master Chief will have a run for his money. But yeah, but thank you very much, Pasta
Send
Bones, for
updates,
that.
please. We want to know how you're doing.
Yes, send pics. And like, we know you're out there all alone.
Keep broadcasting. We might be able to triangulate your signal and find you.
And we can keep a log of your push-up count. I'm sure it's only climbing. So then secondarily, we have Colin. So let's listen to Colin's.
Well, I hope this is podcast evolved, otherwise I'm going to look like an idiot. Hi, guys. My name is Colin. Sent you guys an email here and there. I've spoken to Tom maybe once on one of the live streams, and I'm on your Discord. I would just like to say thanks for the laughs and memories you guys have made for me. You guys are a fun bunch. Krysta, if you're ever in South Florida, give me a shout. Love to pick your brain about Halo. All right, keep on, guys. Adios.
Oh, that was nice. Just a Krysta fan being Krysta.
You've actually reached 911, and your call's actually illegal. This isn't podcast evolved. No, you've reached us. Thank you so much. I am in the Tampa area, so I don't know. We'll have to do a meetup. I think we were planning to do a meetup in Orlando at some point, so I will announce that as details become available.
Announce Krista's movement from Tampa to
Orlando for the day, yeah.
But yes, thank you very much, Colin, for that. Those are some very kind words. We'll send over the message to the Builds with Blocks guys over there, since they are not on this show today. But sometimes they make guest appearances, like Tom did more recently.
He pops around.
So yeah, so thank you guys for those voicemails. If you want to leave us a voicemail, it could be about this episode, any previous episode, or just anything Halo related, or you want to talk about your Series X or S, kind of how you're enjoying it, or what games that you're playing on it that are optimized, you can give us a call at 205-EVOLVED, which is 205-386-5833, and just leave us a voicemail and we'll share it on the show.
Hey!
All right, so now let's go to our Evolve Digest. We'll kind of start wrapping this up. We have our Road to Infinite series. We just did our last one for the year called Prometheans. Talk about the difference between ancient Prometheans and the more relevant mechanical Prometheans. And that will launch probably already after you're listening to this. If you're listening to it live, it will be available this coming Wednesday. And then that will be it for 2020's Road to Infinite. We will return the series in 2021. We have a handful of episodes that we think that we can kind of tackle, so we feel like the cadence won't be as busy as this year was, especially the first half of the year before the Infinite delay, but we do think that we have quite a bit of content to kind of keep at least a monthly cadence for the majority of the year. So more details to share in early 2021, but the Road to Infinite series will return in the not too distant future. Mission Debrief. I'll let one of you guys talk about Mission Debrief because I think it's a pretty exciting milestone for the two of you and Colin.
Yeah, so we finished it and it's never coming back.
Ooh!
It's dead.
Yeah, it's dead, yeah.
R.I.P.
Press F to grieve.
Please.
We just recorded the last the last episode for the last season. Obviously, there are no more Halo games to debrief. So we are going on a hiatus until maybe about January, and then we might have a quick talk with Colin. And we have a few ideas of things we can kind of do, keep the show going, but it will not return to its regular scheduling, I guess, until Infinite is over and done.
We're actually going to change it to a Gears of War mission debrief, so we're debriefing every mission of Gears of War next.
Whoa, boy. We're going to squeeze all 5 games and the side games, so those 6 games before Infinite comes out.
Those are the next ones.
Judgment and Tactics. Ugh.
Yeah, we're doing Assassin's Creed after that, David.
Okay.
But yeah, just kind of real talk. Yeah, congratulations to you guys about it. Big milestone, over 100 episodes, 2 years worth of episodes for you guys, pretty much a weekly cadence. And yeah, Mission Debrief will come back. Colin and David and Krysta, they're all going to kind of convene once we get a release date. And once that kind of comes out is when we can start doing the planning. Okay, well, how much do we want to wait until after the game comes out to start talking about it? What do we want to talk about before the game comes out? Where we want to go when. So we kind of don't really have an update on when we're going to return it, but it will come back for Halo Infinite. And if Halo Infinite is supposed to be the next 10 years of Halo...
God, oh no.
Mission Debrief will be around for 10 more years.
We are taking a much-needed break until we get a release date for Halo Infinite. Post Halo Infinite, we do not know what's going to happen, but stay tuned for what we decide to do.
We'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah, we really love doing the show. We're sad we ran out of Halo games, but we're happy to have a little bit of a break and get ready for Halo Infinite.
And then our Halo Book Club series.
We ran out of books.
Well, we ran out of books, but we still have some short stories that we need to catch up on. So we just did a re-record of the Mona Lisa because it was a little out of date because we did it way back in 2014. So that is out and you can listen to that. And our next book club should be Sacrifice, which is the short story that came with the Walmart edition of Shadows of Reach.
Walmart edition sounds bad, actually. It's like, oh, you got the Walmart edition.
The Walmart edition. It should just be a banner across Shadows of Reach that just says Walmart edition.
Like the image is like lower quality.
It's just some sixth grader who drew the cover.
It's deep fried, like the deep fried memes. Like everything in the book is just deep fried. Everyone's named wrong. There's a bunch of spelling errors and shit.
But yeah, so we're going to do Sacrifice, kind of keep it topical since that's the next newest release. And then we have, of course, our holiday book clubs because we go on a kind of holiday break during December and a little bit of January. So we will be recording those short stories to you guys and have a lot of book club for you during the month of December. And then, of course, 2021's around the corner. We have some exciting plans for how we want to move with that for Halo Book Club and kind of everything else that we're doing. So stay tuned for that. I think that's just about it. Is there any final thoughts that the two of you want to touch on, either Halo or...
We didn't talk about the Halo TV show.
I totally didn't even talk about the Halo news.
Oran, worst host. Boo.
Worst host.
Boo. Krysta, best host. Woo.
I mentioned this at the top of the show, kind of, that November 17th is when Master Chief Collection is going to get its Series S and X optimization update. And with that, it's going to bring a bunch of features for Halo 4. If you're playing on the PC side of things, Halo 4 will be added to your kind of download queue if you're playing on the PC front. The MCC enhancements include faster load times, cross-generation play, adjustable field of view slider, improved split screens experience, and up to 4K resolution at 120 frames per second on the Xbox Series X and 120 frames at 1080p on the Xbox Series S. So we are very excited for that. The two of you have already played Master Chief Collection prior to this update, and you will dive into it once it comes out on your new fancy Series X's.
Oh, we will? Will we?
You guys will, because this is a Halo podcast, and I'll be checking your homework after the week's end.
Shit.
Fair enough.
Lastly, before we go, there is some Halo TV news. Production for the Showtime Halo TV show has since restarted. Productions across the world have been kind of ramping back up for the last couple of months. I, for one, who also works in television, I started back in September. And we're still going strong. We did have one COVID positive case, but we were able to contain it and able to keep filming, so that's all good. So we wish that the same sort of production fortuitousness happens on the Halo TV show, that they remain positive free. They continue with their rapid testing and all that kind of stuff, and all the actors and crew members remain safe during this time of filming. It is still currently slated to be released in 2021. However, some people are not very optimistic about that. Me personally, it's kind of hard to tell because it really depends on how far in production that they are. If they are kind of at the tail end of it and they've been able to do a lot of visual effects during the hiatus, since visual effects is kind of an isolated job task anyway. I could still see them hitting a 2021 release date. I do think it might get a little weird with it being paired with Halo Infinite if it does, because I don't think you want to overshadow one with the other.
Well, it might work in its favor in some respects if they are coming out close to each other.
Like a lead up.
They basically did the same thing with Forward Unto Dawn and for Nightfall for both Halo 4 and Halo 5 respectively. So it has been done, and I wouldn't really say that, yeah, they were, overshadowed by any sense, but Halo 4 and Forward Unto Dawn had some kind of crossovers, and Nightfall and Halo 5 had, Locke kind of being the link between the two. So if there's not really a link between the two, then it could be kind of weird, I think. I think it's still too early to tell. If they still have a lot more to film, then obviously they are not very far in the post-production side of things to where they will probably need 2021 to do those post-productions. And I think maybe more realistically, a kind of spring 2022 would be a great sort of premiere for this show. But we don't know, and we'll keep you updated. As for the final bit of news that was kind of the bigger bombshell of it all this week, was that Jen Taylor has now been casted as the voice of Cortana.
Finally, no one else can do that. No one.
I guess I missed the news when she wasn't casted as the voice of Cortana.
They did it all at once. Do you remember when they announced loads of the cast all in one go? And it was like they have whoever is Keys, then they had, I can't remember who's who now, but they had announced that someone, I can't remember the actress now who is Halsey/Cortana. That was the same person. But there wasn't a mention of, like, let's say, specific voice. So maybe the actress who was Halsey is maybe doing the motion capture for Cortana, but no longer doing the voice.
Oh, I see. So instead of Jen Taylor doing the motion capture, it would be someone else. Is Dr. Halsey in the show as a person?
Halsey was definitely in the show as a credit. I'm nearly certain it was.
We may have to do a look back update, because even we're kind of fuzzy with the details. I mean, it's only been trying to get made since 2013.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, cool. I think we'll get it when we get it. It's just like with the coronavirus just being another layer to whatever production troubles that everyone's having.
Yeah, I remember, sorry to interrupt you. Natasha McAlone is an actress who actually looks a lot like Cortana and a little bit like Jen Taylor. They're very similar facial features, and she's a great actress. So she is originally signed up to play both Cortana and Halsey.
Oh, okay.
And apparently this is due to scheduling conflicts caused by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Oh.
She's still set to play Halsey.
I mean, Jen Taylor probably has a home studio that she can record whatever lines she needs to record from it.
I just wonder if that would be strange to kind of see Jen Taylor's voice being spoken through another actress.
I mean, it's been done before. That's kind of like all of Halo 4, right?
They can also make Cortana technically look like any way they want. So Cortana can look like the video game Cortana, and it actually won't be weird at all. It'll just be weird looking at Halsey not being Jen Taylor. Will be the weirder side of it, I think.
Yeah, but we have had a lot of different representations of Halsey over the years, because literally she's been around for 30
Hot
40
Halsey
years.
is best Halsey. Hot Halsey.
Sexy Halsey, yeah. We don't talk about that one.
No, we love Hot Halsey.
Well, I guess she wasn't a grandmother, but she's kind of that age.
She's a lady.
Dude, she has a robotic arm, guys.
Yeah, she does. She's going to be tearing shit up in Halo Infinite, man. Wait till you see. Full mech Halsey.
I think diving deeper into the TV show warrants a topic in the future, just because of all the different updates and time has elapsed and all that kind of stuff. But that's kind of the bombshell sort of takeaways from this past week in regards to that. And then, like I said, the Master Chief Collection update for the series consoles coming this Tuesday, the 17th.
Woo!
All right, guys, let's get out of here. This was a really good, meaty show. Thank you both for sharing your Series X impressions and takeaways and tips. Thank you to the chat who participated in my questioning and shared their experiences and takeaways and expressions for the series consoles that you guys own, as well as just the general live chat who joined us during the episode and the Patreons who joined us in the pre-show to kind of talk about many different things. You can find every episode of all of our shows on our website, halopodcastevolved.com. Also features links to our Discord server, Facebook group, Patreon page, Xbox Live Club, and other contact information as well. I have been your host, Oran, and until next time, everybody, evolved.
Evolved.